Never believed in specters until one lifted me up 30 feet in the air and put me on the roof of the Five Guys in Center City. I've now made it my life's goal to find that specter and capture him in my time vault or soul-catching cat. It is me, my highly trained team of investigators. The brave few of us will travel to the biggest paranormal hotspots in the world, where we will spend an entire 3 weeks, or however long it takes us to capture a ghost. Terror, anguish, self-mutilation. Welcome to Spector Detectors.
Nighttime Drive. This is my butt.
We are here in the Philadelphia Navy Yard. My presence was requested by none other than enormous philanthropist and sideman on the Mack brothers, John. His brother, who is immensely talented and handsome, was apparently in a catatonic state for 24 hours and has not been able to stand up normally. They were at lunch one day in this area you see behind me known as the Philadelphia Naval Yard. Apparently, John heard rustling behind the trees, and all of a sudden, beautiful, talented, amazing Matthew collapsed behind him. He has not been able to stand up properly since. What were the reasons behind this? Was it specters? Was it these strange floating objects in the sky that are appearing? We'll get to the bottom of this tonight.
Next up, Casa de la Maca. I knew it was time to visit John, so I can get the lowdown on Matthew's condition. I hope I can save his soul.
I'm here with John from the Mack brothers. John, why have you called me here, John? John, where is your brother Matthew now? John, I'm going to need more information from you to be able to solve this case. I will not be able to solve the case unless you cooperate with me fully. Have it your way then, John. I didn't want to do it, but you made me. If you don't wake up by the 6th clothes hanger, I might think you're worse than your brother. Ah! John, is that you?
What the fuck?
John.
Who let you in?
Why have you called me here,
Who let
John?
you in?
I'm gonna need you
to.
I'm gonna need you
Fuck out.
to calm down.
Get the fuck out. Who the fuck?
It is I, Zatch Bagels, from Spector Detectors. You called me about your brother. We're here with John from the Mack brothers. John, I received a disturbing call from what sounded like to be your voice the other night on my telephone. You said something about my good pal, Matthew, being in what you described as a catatonic state. I knew right then and there I had to come and I had to assist you using our reputable, award-winning ghost specter detecting services.
Yeah, I called Matthew's in a catatonic state.
So how did this happen?
Well, we took a walk on his lunch break. Sorry, I'm very nervous. We took a walk on his lunch break in the Navy Yard where he works, and seen some really creepy areas. So we went to it, and it looked like the soul was sucked right out of his body, and he just was.
Now, were
stuck.
you able to get this on camera?
No.
So you weren't filming when this happened?
No, we don't film.
That's even worse.
Well, we don't have a crew.
You should always have a crew with you whenever you're going into certain areas.
I didn't know the Navy Yard was that scary, and I still don't know what happened.
Let me stop you right there. This sounds like a classic case of the Andrew Jackson syndrome.
Well, what do we got to do to...
We have to go there. But before we go there, we need to check his condition. We need to make sure he's okay.
By the looks of this photograph, it's worse than I could have ever imagined. We need to go to the Navy Yard now, or risk losing Matthew forever to this catatonic state.
While filming the intro, we heard a light tapping up ahead. We're thinking it may have come from this white sort of structure that's here. Do you have that on camera, John? There's a white structure in front of me over here. There might be specters in here.
It's pretty open. You know what I mean? Like, it would be...
This is probably where the first Americans came. This is probably one of the first buildings that they've ever built.
You think so? You think so?
This is probably where they used to give people names.
Not
when
even
they would come
joking?
through.
Zatch? There's a little orb
Where?
right in front of you.
Is it directly in front of me?
It's literally on you.
Is it to my left? Is it to my
in
right?
the center of your chest.
The center of my chest.
Now it disappeared. Now it's back again. It's back again. I saw it. Zatch, you're making me believe. Now it's gone. It's back again. It's gone. I'm not even. I swear to God, now it's on your back.
It seems like there's some sort of entity that has latched itself onto me.
Now it's off of you a little bit. Now.
Underneath this white structure over here.
Oh, now,
as you can tell, there used to be lights, what looked to be lighting fixtures here, but we're not sure.
Oh, there it is again. It's inside the booth now.
I figured it out. We always want to provide accurate information. We've worked so many years to build up our reputation, to build up credibility. This is just the light coming from the microphone.
No, it's not.
What do you mean it's not?
Because it was still there.
There's a light coming from this microphone.
No, it's still there. It's not the microphone. It's on your right now.
Where? Over here?
No, the other way.
To my right?
Yep.
To my right?
Yep.
Is it still over there?
Yeah, now it's still there by itself.
Can you hear me? Orb, can you hear me? If you can hear me, make the waves touch against the side of the pier. Do you hear that? Do you hear that? Do you think that was Jefferson? Do you think the Revolutionary War heroes are trying to communicate with us?
You hear that?
There has to be something up ahead. There seems to be some sort of primitive design over here. If you can get this on camera, John. Some sort of primitive circle shape with some sort of a face here. We had to turn the light on over here. This appears to be some sort of... Is this maybe some sort of ritual that was performed here?
Maybe.
There's a chance there is a ritual performed here. Matthew and I, we talk about rituals frequently. This appears to be one of them. The evil tomato in Spain. It's a ritual they've been performing for 70,000 years.
It's
made its way to the shores
I'll tell you, Zatch.
of America.
I didn't. I was really skeptical, but I'm starting to see a little bit, hearing some things, and
You hear that sound? It's like a clanking metal. It almost sounds like a sailor got their head caught in between some sort of large object and the pier. Could that be a cry for help?
Though our findings at the light shack shed structure were inconclusive, we decided to press on. We need to find who was behind the hijacking of Matthew's soul.
We heard some sort of entity. It sounded like a voice coming from the distance. So we ran over here as fast as we could, only to find this door over here, this white metal structure that leads you to the next room, is blocked by this tree over here, so we can't get in. I think we're going to have to find another way in. John, are you up for that?
yeah, I think so.
Are you sure you're up for that, John?
Yeah, I'm gonna try.
Is there something wrong with my face? Is there another orb near me?
No, you look completely
Good.
normal.
Let's venture. Trying to hear if there's a ghost here. This is a motion I learned from an ancient soothsayer down in Burma. You flip your hand like this and you twirl it about, put it next to your ear, and you can hear spectral activity. Can you say that again? Kind of an evanescent sound. I can't tell if it's a specter or if it's just the sound of the world. I think we need to get in there. There's an old tale I was once told about doors, large structures put in front of entryways that you open in order to pass to the next room. This door appears to be locked, blocking our entry. I don't know if we'll be able to save the souls of this building. I don't know if we will be able to help Matthew's case here. That has to be a specter. Why else would that not drop into place perfectly? This is just more evidence of spectral activity. We venture forth.
Sometimes in life, when doors get in your way, you just need to push through them. We barrel on through these doors in front of us to find Matthew's soul.
Just as we tried to enter the door over there, I felt a strong pull. I've only felt this pull a handful of times before, and I knew it was the dark grab of Andrew Jackson. Andrew was formative in the creation of what is now called the Philadelphia Naval Yard. As you can see, these old pipes on the ground. This, which is clearly a pipe, over here. Could this be some sort of structure left here by specters? This almost reminds me of the Field of Darkness in Peru.
You know, Zatch, I think the reason why this ground is so shitty is from all the wars that happened here.
This was founded in the year 1776. That was the same year the Revolutionary War ended. Could that have been related to Matthew's outburst? This seems like a large structure. What is this over here?
Was that a cannon?
It looks like a dinosaur turd. I saw one back in the hills of Ichihuaca. I get a bad feeling being over here. It kind of feels like my arms are slowly being caressed by a specter. So, John, this is where it all started. This is where Matthew had his
I had
incident.
to carry Matthew to my car after we were done.
You could almost call this ground zero for a spectral event.
Yeah, it's pretty creepy. I didn't know it was going to affect him the way it did, though.
There's warning signs labeled all over here. That one over here says no parking. Parking is when a vehicle is stationary in one spot. You're not allowed to do that here. It appears like this is the area where Matt may have passed out. You said he was convulsing in this building, huh?
Yeah, I found him convulsing in the building.
As you can see, the specters cleverly blocked this area with an old bush.
It's a shame. I really wanted to go in there. No way we can get in there, though.
One thing we can do. This is the spectral clanker. We are trying to communicate with you. Give us back our friend.
Whoa. I heard something behind you. Down into the dark.
We are trying to communicate with you. We want our friend back. Why have you taken him? Did you hear that?
A little bit.
It was very faint.
Zatch, my arm's feeling a little weird, Zatch.
I felt that too.
They're getting...
Oh! There's a piercing sound in my ear.
Fight it, Zatch.
I could barely make
Fight
it
it.
out. It appears they're trying to communicate with me. Ugh.
What are they saying?
Thank God for the spectral clankers. I cleared it up right away. It sounded like they said...
Oh, there was just an orb that flew right in front. And now next to your head.
What it sounded like was they were saying that Matthew reminded them of other former very important Revolutionary War heroes. They were trying to take him back for a game of tea. There's
I
only
don't
one
know,
thing
Zatch.
we can do.
Zatch, that's why I called. I thought that maybe you could figure it out.
John, you've been no help so far. When we started this whole process, you told me how
Is that a
skeptical you
jail
were.
cell?
It clearly says stop over here. John, you told me before in a pre-interview that Matthew has explosive spirit. Could
He
this be
does.
could this be a room strong enough to hold him back?
Is he in there?
Matthew, I know you're in there.
His spirit must be in there, and that's why his body is lifeless right now.
We have to save him at all costs. I know just the way to do this. I have to hum 3 times, and then I have to shout uncontrollably for 2 split seconds. That should get him out. Hum, hum, hum.
Oh, it's Matthew.
Where I felt a cool breeze pass
Was that
through
Matthew?
me, and it had a slight smell of sandalwood.
There was an orb, Zatch, that flew out of the thing.
Did you smell
it
that
was
too?
Matthew.
I smelled a beautiful smell and a nice cool breeze.
There's orbs everywhere. His spirit must be leaving in tiny increments. Hey, Zatch. You okay, Zatch? Zatch, there's a lot of orbs flying around you.
John, it's me. Don't you recognize me?
Matthew?
Yeah, it's me. I was playing a card game with Thomas Jefferson and Andrew Jackson and
Matthew, that
all
looks...
those guys and
Zatch, stop messing around,
We were
Zatch.
back there.
Zatch, cut it out.
Dude, where's Zatch at? Why are you
Zatch.
shining a bright flashlight in my face?
You're Zatch.
And why am I wearing these clothes? I just got out of work and
Zatch.
there was some strange guys. They asked me to play a card, and then you came for lunch. And why are
No,
you in the
there
dark?
was... Yeah, when I came
Why
for
are
lunch,
we
you
in-
fainted.
Why do
in
I have
the-
such a bad headache? Oh my god, I feel like I've been playing cards for 380 years.
Zatch, there's
Ugh.
orbs all around you. You sound like my
Dude,
brother.
where's Zatch at?
You
I don't
sound
even know
just
what
like
you're
Matthew,
talking
but you
about.
look nothing like him.
Oh my god. I don't feel like him either. I don't feel like myself. I feel weird. I
Zatch,
feel
snap
fuzzy.
out of it.
I feel kind of fuzzy. I feel kind of, don't touch me. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Fucking Christ. Motherfucking god damn it. Oh my
Hey, John.
god. Hey, John. Hey, John. John. It's Zatch. Come back.
Is that you, Zatch?
John, what happened?
Zatch.
I have a headache and I feel kind of funny.
Zatch, first you were Matthew. Matthew's spirit flew into you.
What do you mean? It's just a second ago we freed his soul.
An increment of his soul flew into you, and you were Matthew for a second. And then I don't know who you became.
That's only happened once before with Cthulhu. Matthew must be very powerful. We can only hope that he's back to his normal self by now. Usually upon a soul's release, it could be angry.
I'm just happy to have my brother back.
Well, don't count your hens before they're chickens. I feel like we've done all we can for this area. I
As
feel
long
like
as Matthew's out, I don't care about the other spirits.
and that's why I'm in this line of business and you're in the line of music and philanthropy. How many lives did you save when you built those wells? I bet I saved more from exorcising those demons.
Yeah, maybe.
People always underestimate how important specter detecting is. You cannot underestimate the importance that we serve in society.
When you've encountered the demonic like I have, you will know when a soul has been saved. Matthew's soul was saved today, but it very well could have been lost in that treacherous card game with Andrew Jackson. Who knows what might have happened if John didn't call and save his brother's life. Now John can go back to his philanthropy full time, knowing that his brother's soul is saved.
Sorry, I'm a little riled up from my experience over there. I didn't realize Matthew was so powerful.